What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy Killer HD back with another Red Dead Redemption 2 video for you. And it's now been just a few days over 1 year since Red Dead Redemption 2 was officially unveiled by Rockstar Games. During this span of time, we've endured long droughts in news, as Rockstar went around 7 months of being silent before delaying Red Dead Redemption 2 in May of 2017. But now, following our recent trailer that came a few weeks ago that introduced Arthur Morgan and gave our first look into the actual story of the game, it does look like we are full steam ahead and the big marketing campaign should begin very soon. Today we are going to be going over all the latest news, including some interviews done by a Rockstar employee that implies Red Dead Redemption 2 will have a single player focus. But before we dive into all this, make sure to get geared up for this upcoming Western by getting the popular Red Moon or Wanted t-shirt designs. If you're interested in getting these Red Dead themed t-shirts or any of the other designs, there will be a link in the description as well. Nonetheless, the biggest news going around involves Rockstar Director of Design Imran Sarwar being interviewed by IGN and Game Informer. Imran seems to be serving as a spokesman of sorts on Rockstar Games' behalf, as he discussed a lot about Grand Theft Auto Online, the future of Rockstar Games, and most importantly right now, Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not very often Rockstar lets anyone within their secretive company talk about their games, so from what I'm gathering from these interviews, it's clear Rockstar wanted to address some of the concerns players like myself have with Grand Theft Auto Online and their current focus on multiplayer. Within the IGN interview, there was a very interesting comment and claim made by Rockstar Games which should make a lot of us Red Dead Redemption 2 fans happy. Now, IGN asked the following question: does the movement of Red Dead Redemption 2 to 2018 place any extra pressure on Grand Theft Auto Online to keep kicking goals for longer, or would Grand Theft Auto Online have been expected to remain as vital as ever despite the spotlight shifting to something as highly anticipated as RDR2? Imran, speaking on Rockstar Games' behalf, says, "We always had plans to extend beyond the launch of Red Dead Redemption 2 because as much as we would love everyone to jump into our next game, it's always better to have options to what you want to play. If people are jumping between playing the latest update to Grand Theft Auto Online and discovering our newest game for the first time, we will be very happy. For all the single player fans who hate multiplayer games, please be aware of this. We are working flat out on Red Dead Redemption 2. Having successful multiplayer games lets us take the necessary time with single player games to make them all they can be, especially complex when working on new systems as we are right now. Although sometimes there are resource conflicts, most of the time both game modes support each other." So from what it sounds like, Rockstar Games seems to be referring to Red Dead Redemption 2 as a single player game, which is encouraging. We've heard for months now how excited Take-Two is for Red Dead Online, and that really escalated many of our worries following Grand Theft Auto Online's consistent DLC and Grand Theft Auto 5 single player DLC getting cancelled. Now, Take-Two has spoken highly on the overall game, saying last year, quote unquote, "We took a different point of view, which is that very occasionally Westerns capture the imagination of the public. When we launched Red Dead, it did, and those times were right for that, and I think the times are right for a big, sprawling, optimistic view of America again, and that's not meant to be cute." Now, a lot of this should be expected, as the single player side for Red Dead Redemption is the primary reason why the game sold 15 million copies in its lifetime so far. But this certainly gives myself some reassurance from Rockstar Games that the single player is their main focus for RDR2. I specifically want to point out that Imran says, for all the single player fans who hate multiplayer games, please be aware of this, we are working flat out on Red Dead Redemption 2. Having successful multiplayer games lets us take the necessary time with single player games, and following that, he seems to imply because of Grand Theft Auto Online's success, it has allowed them the proper time to put together Red Dead Redemption 2 single player experience. We won't be able to judge the experience until we get our hands on the game, but I'll be honest right now, these are the things I want to hear from Rockstar Games. Very encouraging. Now, yesterday we discussed one portion of Imran's interview with Game Informer, in which he says pretty much the Grand Theft Auto 5 single player DLC is not happening because it wasn't necessary. He also outlines 3 main factors for why it's not happening. The first obviously being Grand Theft Auto Online, the second being the next gen versions of Grand Theft Auto 5, which apparently took up a lot of time, and third, them working on other games like Red Dead Redemption 2, but let's be honest, we all know it's really just for that one first reason, Grand Theft Auto Online. I only wanted to mention that for those who missed it, but I highly recommend watching yesterday's video, as there's much more to this, and reason which I broke down. I will say it's interesting for the third reason Imran said other games, and not just LA Noire Remastered or Red Dead Redemption 2. It kind of makes me even more hopeful for a Bully 2, which is reportedly in development and coming after Red Dead Redemption 2. Also, within the Game Informer interview, we finally get an idea of what will be the future of Grand Theft Auto Online after Red Dead Redemption 2 launches, in which Game Informer starts by asking, how much longer do you plan to add new expansions and updates to Grand Theft Auto Online? Will this live on in tandem with Red Dead Redemption 2 when it launches next year? In which the answer from Rockstar Games is we don't yet have a fixed endpoint in mind, but the rollout of updates may change a little in order to encourage players to try Red Dead Redemption 2 when it launches. It would be great to have players splitting time between two incredible worlds, but we shall see how things evolve. One of the enjoyable things about working on a project like this is that you can iterate quickly and change and evolve plans fairly quickly too, so we don't have to be as clear in our plans as with our other projects. I liked what Take-Two said months ago. Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online offer different experiences and will coexist, but it does sound like Grand Theft Auto Online will finally start to slow down around the time Red Dead Redemption 2 does release. It certainly will be interesting seeing the effect RDR2 has on Grand Theft Auto Online and whether or not DLC will permanently start to slow down, especially, if there is another Rockstar game coming in between Grand Theft Auto 6 and Red Dead Redemption 2, which, could be a Bully too. But next up from IGN's interview, they ask, how do you think the success of Grand Theft Auto Online will change the way both Rockstar teams and the players themselves will be looking at Rockstar Games 3, even 4+ years down the track? And Rockstar's answer is, we hope people will come to expect games that can offer both an incredibly deep story-based experiences as well as a deep and complex world for multiple players. We love stories in games, but we also set ourselves the mission of creating the best open world multiplayer experiences possible. From this point forward, the challenge for our open worlds will be to try and make both a story-based experience and a large multiplayer experience to the extremely high standards that we set for ourselves, same as always and also always evolving. As I've said on multiple occasions, Red Dead Redemption 2 will tell us a lot about what future multiplayer and single-player experiences are like from them. The hope is that they continue to create both amazing modes, but so far if every game is like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online, then I'm not really sure if the vision that Imran speaks of is going to be realized, but again, we won't be able to know until Red Dead Redemption 2 finally releases, and that will pave the road for future games like Grand Theft Auto 6 and if a Bully 2 does come. Now from these two interviews, there's one more question and answer I think we have to discuss because this is something that will affect the Red Dead Online experience when it does come to fruition, and that is the shark card system and Grand Theft Auto Online's impact on single-player DLC. IGN asks the hard-hitting question, despite its popularity, there's still a degree of cynicism towards Grand Theft Auto Online from some, which seems associated with the move away from single-player DLC and the leveraging of the shark card system. Rockstar's reply is, we simply disagree. We are really happy with the way the game is structured, as it provides players with the best of all possible worlds, access to huge amounts of content for free, the option to earn through play, or to buy if you're not a regular player, and a community that does not get fractured over time. If a player chooses to ignore an item or a mode, they are still in the same game world as other people with access to all the same gameplay. For us, this structure lets us iterate, lets us provide a wide array of modes, toys, and experiences and experiment much more than we could have with any other system. We have gone out of our way to run a service that is very, very fair and generous to its players. Rockstar doesn't really address Grand Theft Auto Online's impact on single-player DLC, but as we discussed earlier, we kind of already know their view on it because of their interview with Game Informer. So all I really can say is, of course Rockstar feels the system works. Some people feel it's pay to win, and personally I stopped playing Grand Theft Auto Online a long time ago, but when I did, it was alright, and I didn't feel it was as predatory as some other games like Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's just downright scary and just horrible of EA. But I mostly worry about the future of microtransactions within Rockstar Games, because months ago, Take-Two said that they feel they have under-monetized on Grand Theft Auto Online, the game that's made billions of dollars, and what other companies are trying to duplicate. Comments like this make me feel like more microtransactions are going to be coming down the road, but we do know shark cards are coming to Red Dead Online in the form of bonds. This is something that an anonymous Rockstar employee communicated to YouTube team Pretty Good Gaming months ago. Still, with us not knowing much about Red Dead Online, it really is puzzling what crazy things bonds will be used for. I can't imagine there being hundreds of weapons or horses in a western, but time will tell. Anyway guys, this is definitely a great sign that Red Dead Redemption 2 is on track for its spring release in 2018. We haven't seen Rockstar talk so openly about their games in years, so this definitely is nice no matter what, to hear their opinions on our criticisms and worries. Still, as a fan, I think we all can agree that we just want them to be better, so they can keep delivering phenomenal games like hopefully Red Dead Redemption 2 will be, in both single player and multiplayer. I will add, Rockstar doing an interview with Game Informer certainly makes you wonder if we could see a Game Informer cover issue in the near future. But let me know what you guys think about the comments made by Rockstar Games, and as always, thank you for watching. Make sure to smack that like button if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing as I'm your best source for everything Red Dead Redemption 2, and remember, Outlaws to the end.